What? Why does this make sense? It doesn't.
It doesn't.
This is definitely not the right one. How about that?
That was a good call. Let's not redo it.
We'll do it live again.
It's live. We'll just go and pull the right one up.
So many people liked it that we're going to redo it.
Oh my God, we love car movies. We
love them so much. Psych, we're actually doing superhero movies. There we go. Okay.
Nice.
Any demand for reruns yet? Are we that good?
No, just when one of us has a heart attack, we'll go ahead and make sure we'll just play a pre-recorded one.
Wow, that's out there now. Okay.
So I'm hoping that's not me.
That's out there.
Notice, KP, I did the old school Adam West Batman signal just for you in our little design.
Thank you.
I also noticed that your mask, Russo, is askew.
No, it's just a little crooked. I got in a fight with Bane, and I decided to, keep it on.
Sense.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, we are about 2 minutes away from show start. Let some people join us. Get ready. We're going to be giving away $5 Venmos from hashtag Be the Change. Who's excited? This guy's excited. Yes. What you can't see right now is there's a speed bag action happening at Chad's home. And no, his wife's not in the room. That would be abuse. Boop, boop. Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, I'd like for somebody to try and abuse my wife and see how that goes. And that's not even a threat from me.
No, that's just bad choices.
Yeah, no, that just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's bad life choices.
We're going to get the show started with immediate $5 Venmos for hashtag Be the Change. From hashtag Be the Change. We're giving away free stuff, so stay tuned. I see Frank Lockwood's getting excited.
Yep.
I'm glad Troyer got all ready for him. So good. All right, we're 1 minute away, ladies and gents. 1 minute away from Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies, and other random stuff.
We actually had Troyer shaved and washed for Frank.
And not wearing clothes. But
wait till you see Friday's episode. That might be true.
That sounds a little like a Peter Ustinov quote from an inappropriate Roman film, but I'll take it.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start Biscuits and Gravy. Who's ready? This guy's ready to get the party started.
It's time for Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies and other stuff. Starring Chad Fishburne as Biscuits and Anthony Russo as Gravy. Look at that mustache. We brought our friends along. Matt Troyer is our beer expert. And last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend, our fashionista, Ken Paul Smith. Ladies and gents, enjoy the show. And if you don't, you can suck it.
That's right. Superhero movie edition number 1. My name is Anthony Russo. I'm coming to you from Omaha today, all new location. I brought my friends along, and we are very excited to continue on with Biscuits and Gravy right here at hashtag Be the Change or Be the Change Network. So make sure if you're watching, join us on Be the Change. Go ahead and follow it, like it, as all of our programming will be on this network, including this mustache for at least the foreseeable future. I'd like to introduce you to the cast of characters that we are all working with. I'm going to first catch it over to my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend. Biscuits is in the house. What's up, Biscuits?
They call me Biscuits, son. What's up, everybody? I'll stop that. Nobody needs to hear that. What's up, guys? My name's Chad. I'm a comedian, host, and MC. I am honored to attempt to entertain you during quarantine. We're going to be talking about some movies, and as always, hooking y'all up with some cash from hashtag Be the Change. So let's get ready.
Woo! And I'm kicking it over to the very good-looking, I believe, Tony Stark, our fashionista. Is that what he's dressed up as? I'm really not sure. What do you got going on?
It could go anywhere. Hi, everybody. While your host is being funny, entertaining, I'm going to try and get through this shutdown series and wear everything I own in my entire wardrobe. So I've gone a little old school, mid school. You could push this into Stark. This could be a little tribute to Adam West from the 60s Bruce Wayne. And there was a couple Ascot scenes from Mr. Michael Keaton as well. So it's kind of rich, good guy. Put it where you want. How about that? There's your corporate t-shirt.
That's hard for me to love you more.
Did he say rich, good guy, put it where you want? Is that what he said?
I think he did. And he started that whole thing out with, I don't know which way to go, which it's pretty accurate. Okay.
Leave him alone. He's handsome.
Okay. All right. Troyer, what's up?
Hi, everybody. Portland, Oregon checking in. It's raining, as you think it might do in Portland. And I'm going to talk beer a little later. And I'm really excited about this. I've been collecting comic books since I was 11 years old. Like, walked to the drugstore, paid a quarter for the comic book, and took it off. I'm excited.
So
I
cool.
wore this shirt today because apparently I'm going to need to get a job at Hot Topic. So
What's the other one that's like Hot Topic but for larger people? Torrid. Torrid. No, Torrid. Torrid's the
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's like the Lane Bryant for Hot Topic.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to be emo and also like to eat too much, boom, Torrid.
I get all my drag stuff at Lane Bryant.
Send your email to @Anthony Michael Russo.
Okay, we have so many people watching right now. It's going to be an interesting show to do trivia right now. So before we do that, the first trivia question we're going to get to, I want to show you guys something that I stumbled upon an article before we give away free stuff. And I just want to throw this out there. The words have come out of my mouth and I was shunned. Dakota Johnson believes former co-star Shia LaBeouf is the greatest actor of my generation, and I agree.
Please, please, please let me rebut
Go ahead, Kenneth.
that she's considered the worst talent in her generation by everybody, as lovely as she is.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd tie her up.
that's why she gets naked to distract.
Check
from
your
the fact
sources
that
at the gate, Russo.
Shia LaDud. By the way, I if anybody's wondering, I've not been doing any drugs, but the mustache actually gets up in the nostrils, so it tickles on occasion. So pay no attention to that. Okay, we're gonna get started with trivia. Chad, are you ready to do our first trivia question? Because I want to give away some money to get the party started. We are doing $5 Venmos from #BeTheChange. It's trivia time. You're gonna be placing your answers in the box. If you're on a watch party, make sure you come over to the Be the Change page. So there's not a ton of people watching, so it's a really great chance to win some dough right now.
Money,
So,
money, money,
money,
money.
money. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm ready.
Premature. All right. So, Chad, you're going to go ahead and do the line, and we're going to say what movie it's from. First person to put it in the comment box is going to be the winner. Go for it, Chad.
Or sorry, I have to do this without my glasses. I have to get into character there. I feel it now. Madness, as you know, is a lot like gravity. All it needs is a little push.
That was good. It's pretty good. Not bad. What movie? Are we saying what movie or what? Yeah, we'll go with what movie.
We need the movie, and it's up to you as to whether or not you want to give them extra credit for the character. But I feel like our fans are going to know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bam!
boom! Rob Ho, a new winner. I love it.
Did you call him Rob Ho?
How? Sorry.
There it is. There it is. Rob Ho's in the house. Yo. Check it
I
out.
have Wing Ho right over here.
Rob Wiggity Ho. Frank was just going the generic Batman. Just so you know, there is a lot of movies in that. Just so you know. All right, we're going to do one more trivia question. Then we're going to show our top 16 movies. We're doing 8 this week, 8 next week. So we'll do that first. Chad, I'm going to go ahead and before you do the next quote, I'm going to go ahead and just do a regular question. I'm going to do a regular question. See if anybody can get this one. Let's go with yeah, I'm going to go with this guy. Where does Tony Stark, Iron Man, call home? Where does Tony Stark? First person to put it in the comment box is going to be the winner. Where does Tony Stark?
I know the answer. It's Jackson, Mississippi.
All of it.
Yes, all of it. Can you imagine Ken showing up to Jackson, Mississippi in that outfit? It would be a situation.
You'd be a dandy.
You'd be dandy. It'd be like showing up to Jamaica. All right, let's see. First person come up. Where is Iron Man from? The Avengers Tower? Rob said Santa Barbara or Barbara. It is actually not correct. Does anybody actually know in our group of 4 know the correct answer?
I feel like I know where the actual
Frank.
Nice.
Slow clap. I might give it to him for that.
That might be the win.
That might be for the win. So it is somewhere in California. I'm giving this a 20-second count. Otherwise, we're moving on. 20-second count.
The inappropriate might win.
I might just give it to him. Apparently, that's what he did to Pepper Potts as well. Is this going to be the answer, or does anybody know what it is? Where does Tony Stark call home? 5, 4, 3. Kylie, you're finally tuning in, and you're going to say San Fran instead of the correct answer. Los Angeles is not it either. San Diego. It is not in a whale's vagina. It is Malibu. Malibu is the correct.
Malibu.
And let's go with Pepper Potts for the answer for Frank.
Pepper Potts. All right. All right. With that said, we're going to get started with our list. We'll be doing at least 4. I'm going to do at least 4 more trivia questions. I like that I wrote the correct answer was Pepper Potts. That's not the correct answer, but we're going to give it to Dr. Lockwood. That's good.
It is.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull this down, and we are going to get started with our list of movies. I'm pulling up our round robin format here. All right. So today, the contest is going to be the first 8 movies. We've got 16 total. I actually have no issues with any of the movies that were out of it. So it's going to be pretty impressive, and it's going to be interesting. We're starting with a Captain America play-in round. So Dark Knight versus either of the Captain Americas. Dark Knight Rises against Wonder Woman, Superman against Logan, Batman against Batman Begins. Troyer, do you have the rest of the options on there as well?
I do. This is next week's round 2. Boom.
Next week will be Avengers Endgame against Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther against Avengers, Iron Man against Superman 2, and then Deadpool against Thor Ragnarok. So we got a lot of DC comics this first week, and then, of course, we've got the Marvel series next week.
Not on purpose either.
Not on purpose.
Numbers worked out.
Yep. All right. So let's see. Frank, what Elektra is he talking about? I don't know.
Oh, I think he's talking about what's her face?
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner. Yeah.
Oh.
Shockingly missed the top 16. Boy.
And
when we do top 200, it'll be right up in there.
Right with Daredevil. It was right there. Okay. So this is not sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts, but it does.
Asks why Ben Affleck is not in this countdown? It's because it's Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And The Accountant isn't a superhero movie. Okay, so here's what we got. I'm going to go ahead and go to the comments. We are going to have our first play-in game to get the party started. So I need everybody to help vote on the side. It's going to be Captain America Civil War versus Captain America Winter Soldier. And they're pretty much facing imminent death right after that. So we'll go ahead and start with Troyer. What do you got?
Yeah, since it doesn't really matter because whoever wins gets to lose to Nolan's Dark Knight, I'll go Civil War. It had more Avengers in it than Winter Soldier. It was a little more upbeat and fun and sort of previewed the next Avengers movies. I'll go Civil War. Why not?
Chadwick, what do you got?
I think that's a perfect response. So to not extend the time, I'm just gonna say what he said.
Thanks, Chad.
Ken.
I won't give my explanation in detail because it'll matter for another movie, but I'm going to go with the other one. I'm going to go with Winter Soldier for all kinds of different reasons, but that reason will appear later.
Well, I'm going to make it. We're not going to have to go to overtime on this one because Civil War 100% gets my vote. I'm actually a big fan of all of the Captain Americas, and I'm a little sad they didn't make it a little higher on the list. But either way, Captain America, Civil War, Captain America, Winter Soldier was probably my least favorite of the group, so that's an easy choice for me. Yes, as Frank would say, just like a date with Ken Paul during the post-fall season, winter boredom. There we go. All right, so that makes it easy, and let's go ahead and get it started with our first round. Our first round right now, let's go with, there it is. Okay, so Dark Knight versus Captain America. You guys vote on the side box right now, and then I feel like this is going to be an absolute slaughter, so this should be easy as well. Captain America, Civil War. All right, let's go with, who wants to go first, gentlemen?
I can go quickly. Nolan Dark Knight. We'll talk more about it later, I'm sure, but masterpiece. Next.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Yeah, of all of those, which I think are all excellent, that one is exceptional, and it's very hard for me to pick anything but a Batman. I will watch bad Batman films because it is my guy from being babysat in front of the TV many, many years ago. So it's going to be Batman.
Ken Paul and I are going to have an argument over not only the best Batman, but the best Joker in just a few minutes. But this one's definitely The Dark Knight, my friends. How many superhero movies can you name that got a Best Actor award? That's right. Is it posthumously? Yes. Does it matter? No, it does not. Because that performance was amazing. Maybe the best performance in a superhero movie, or hell, we could even extend it beyond superhero movies. But yeah, Heath Ledger, Dark Knight, done.
Chad, can you say that P word one more time?
Which P word?
Posthumously, I think.
Yeah.
Posthumously. Posthumously.
Posthumously?
Posthumously.
Here it
there
goes.
it is.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. So, are we good with posthumously instead of posthumously?
I've actually heard it pronounced both.
Okay.
That's
Right.
fine.
I actually, you're right. I have heard it pronounced both ways. Today was the first way I've heard it pronounced the other way.
Oh, okay. Sure. Why not? And he's frozen now. He's frozen for being an asshole. I guess that's how it works.
Karma froze him, Chad. Karma froze him.
Yeah, because you guys are working just fine. And he's got a really douchey look on his face, too. Isn't
He
that
does. I'll take a quick screenshot because we got to have that. Oh,
There he goes. There he is.
We were just going to take a screenshot of your frozen douche face.
Slightly less douchey.
Oh, karma's a bitch on that one.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Where are we at? Let's see. Well, I'll vote. Yeah, Dark Knight. Not even a question on that one. Which puts us, is that 3-1? Who hasn't voted yet?
4-0. No, that's a sweep.
4.
Sweet.
All right, sweet.
That should be a sweep.
Okay. Let's go to the next movie, and then we're going to do another trivia at the end of this round. We're going to be doing beer of the day, and I still feel like we need a little bit more from our fashionista to do the full look. I want to see top to bottom, see if he's actually wearing pants today or if he's
I
porking
am
pig in
wearing
it.
pants, but I cheated. I left jeans on. I'm doing a newscaster. I did not put the whole suit on.
If you were doing a newscaster, you'd be in Adidas basketball shorts.
But I will, viewers, you will know that this is a very special time for you because this actual suit has not made it out into the public yet. This is a brand new suit. Just came back from the tailors, and you're the first seeing it.
It's just like all of Anthony's humor. Very blue.
Okay, so speaking of not making it public, I want to take a split second. So yesterday I got to see my daughter for the first time and see the family, and this is a real conversation that is super weird. First time I've seen anybody besides Kelly and my mother and like embraced them, like had like a hug in 2 months. I did not know how weird that was gonna feel. Like,
oh my God.
I did not like physical content. Wait until you start seeing people again, and the first time you see them and embrace like somebody you haven't seen in a long time, it's fucking.
Oh, he froze again. Golly darn it.
And you know what? I've been enjoying not seeing anybody. So there is a flip side to all this.
It's my wife and you guys, and like, you know, I guess throw my dad and a couple other people into the mix, and then I'm okay. So you know, what I mean? Like,
anyways,
I got
I'll leave it.
A small group of people that I really would like to give a nice big hug to.
But I'm glad I got to see them. That's very good news. Very good news.
Anthony, you're freezing like crazy.
All right. Am I back?
Isn't there a character, Mr. Freeze?
Yes, Mr. Freeze. And we don't want to mention the new one. We mentioned the one from the series, which was good.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
All right.
I'm
So
gonna freeze you.
am I back or am I still sucking ass? Am I here?
Well, you've always been sucking ass.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Dark Knight Rises versus Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
Dark Knight Rises.
This isn't fair.
No,
It's
it's
hard.
not fair.
It's not fair to Wonder Woman. Because I mean, this is, I realize that the rankings are what they are, but I mean, this is a heavyweight versus we're gonna call Wonder Woman a light heavyweight because it's a good flick. But damn it, if Nolan's Batman, that's probably the wrong way to say it, Batman movies are among the best superhero movies out there.
Yep.
And also Tom Hardy as Bane, dude, bro, man, come on.
Where's your wine glass? Do your Bane.
No, wait for it. It's
Oh,
coming.
okay. All right. Wait for it. So you're voting for Dark Knight Rises? Is that what he voted for? Oh, he can't hear me. He voted for Rise? Okay.
I can hear you. I voted for that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on my list of all the newer Batmans. That and Dark Knight were the two that made my list, and it's got to kick Wonder Woman to the curb by a little bit, and it's too bad, but it just didn't beat it. Just didn't.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because it's 4 guys, and well, it makes it.
Now I voted heavily to try and undo the guy girl thing.
I know.
It's a solid flick. It's just going up against a freaking. That's one of my top 5. For the record, Dark Knight Rises was in my top 5 of the list because we all compile our top 20 lists.
Yep.
Wonder Woman was in my top 16, which means it definitely earned a spot in the show. But damn it, I'm not going to vote for the movie that that doesn't deserve to win.
I love Ho with the comment of the day.
Oh, Ho! I love that Troyer now knows how to work this. This is great.
You gave the wheel.
I'll help you out.
No, that's perfect.
We've got Rob Hose in different area codes.
Ooh.
Well played. Dark Knight Rises has to be it for me. Dark Knight Rises, I actually it's hard for me to decipher between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. They were actually one off on my list. And if they have to go up against each other at any given point, I don't know which way I'm going to go. I really don't. It's going to be a game time decision. Dark Knight Rises, I watch.
It's slightly easier than he's making it sound, but go ahead.
It's watchability, and Dark Knight Rises, I will watch ahead of Dark Knight because Dark Knight was so dark.
There's going to be some disagreement there.
You're right. It's so almost real, even though it's not real. It is a very difficult, pleasurable rewatch. It's hard. Yep.
Frank for the win.
All right, let's go ahead and do. Let's see. We'll wait on a trivia question until we have a few more people. Let's go ahead and go back up to the next contest. Superman versus Logan. This is going to be real hard for me, by the way. Let's see. All right. Superman versus Logan. God, Frank is killing me with these comments. They're hilarious. Superman, the original.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's that tough, but maybe.
Vote now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll start it off because, look, Logan's fantastic. And it's, critically acclaimed and all this stuff. I never care what the critics say. I really don't. So it's a solid flick. It's well acted. But is it going to eclipse Christopher Reeve as Superman? Is it going to Gene Hackman, John Williams? Sorry, but it's part of the experience. The music, hearing a John Williams theme, it's kind of hard to explain, but you guys know Star Wars, Indiana Jones. These are the movies that have made it to the top of all of our lists, not just because they have great music, but for many, many reasons, which is why we have to take all of those into account.
And a movie star taking a very small role to bring superheroes back. They were never really major on the big screen. They were always serials. And God love you, Glenn Ford, for playing the favorite Superman dad of all time as well. Big movie star.
Yeah. So I know you guys are all going to go Superman. I'm actually, I actually somewhat like Superman 2 a little bit better than Superman. They're both. Logan's a hard one to go up against for me because I had Logan super high. Because I think that is, out of all the X-Men series movies, that is the only one that had a lot of dialogue, a lot of acting. It actually showed how talented Hugh Jackman is. It actually encompassed the whole storyline of X-Men and brought everything to a head. So I'm actually going to go Logan. I know it's on deaf ears on that one. And it's not that I think it's way better. I think that they're, in terms of modern superhero movies, Logan is underrated because of its lack of action in comparison to some of the other big Avengers type movies. But in terms of actability and quality, I'm going Logan. So, is
that your favorite X-Men movie? Because you have to include Deadpool.
No, Deadpool's the only one above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So what did we end up with? 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
All right. Let's
just
see.
Watched it 2 days ago. Despite the age and not having CGI, Superman is still an incredibly pleasurable watch. It is a great film.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting in the next one. We're going to actually have Batman versus Batman Begins. This is going to be super hard.
For some of you.
See, some of these are just not that tough for me.
Yeah, I don't think this one's out. Well, we'll see which way it goes. Which one was the higher seed? I didn't even realize. I didn't even look at it. Batman. Okay, of course it is. All right, go ahead and go. Actually, you know what? This would be the right time since we're talking Batman. I feel like if we're going to get this party kicked off right, Kenny, tell us a little bit about your Batman experience and where the heck is... Oh, there she is. You're a big Batman fan. So there you go.
They let me get in the car. I needed a moment after that. And they let me play with the buttons and pick up the phone. So not only the reason that's so spectacular to me, I was raised like a lot of kids with the not much PC choice of being babysat by a TV because mom was very busy, raised me alone. So there was a lot of rerun television in my life. And Batman was a mesmerizing show. I just sat slack-jawed anytime it was on the air. And so, for the first time in my life, a woman made me uncomfortable, and I just didn't know why. So thank you, Julie Newmar. Anyhow, much later in life, have a job at Saks Fifth Avenue selling clothes, met a lot of successful, wealthy people, both radio, TV stars, movie celebrities, politicians, met Gene Hackman. But the moment of my life was when I turned around and a very, very in good shape, 6'2" tall man turned and said, "I'd like these three, please." And I froze. And you're not supposed to gush over stars when you're working. So I caught a breath and I said, "Absolutely, Mr. West. So good to see you. And thank you for all the entertainment over the years." And I'm shaking from the waist down like who knows what. Anyhow,
ammunition.
He chats. He says, thank you for loving the show. And then on the way out, he takes the bag. And his last comment was, "Thank you, young Kenneth." Done. That's it. Great guy. My favorite vintage cheesy show of all time.
That's a good West impression, too.
That was pretty good. So you're saying that the original Batman actually was the first time you felt those feelings for a woman, and then Adam West was the first time you felt those feelings for a man.
They're different feelings.
You said you wiggled. You said you wiggled below the belt, below your waist.
It was all of me, not just a part.
Okay. Yep. You did this one to yourself, Ken.
The defense.
Anyhow, great guy. He'll always be Batman to me, no matter how good the movies are. He's Batman. That's it.
All right, Troyer. Before we go back to Kenny for his vote, which way are you going to go between Batman Begins and Batman?
This is hard. They're both origin stories, and you guys are too young to remember waiting in line for the '89 Batman. This was a.
No, I did.
You did wait
in
line?
Okay,
Yeah,
I did too.
I thought you were born in the 90s.
I was 13. I was ready for that.
13. So
I was
it was
9.
an event film, and I
Eight,
think
7.
that's what we forget sometimes. Like, I didn't wait in line for a lot of movies, but Jurassic Park was one of them. Batman in '89 was one of them. The Prince soundtrack, Michael Keaton. It was a phenomenal event film. I haven't seen it probably since then, and I imagine it doesn't stand up that well. Batman Begins stands up, and it's awesome. But I've already voted for 2 of the other Dark Knight movies, so just for fun, I'm going to vote for the '89 Batman. Go Michael Keaton. Go Timothy.
Yay.
I feel like this comment could literally end the show, and we could just go with, you know what? We'll go ahead and talk to you on the next episode.
It's nice. Capital W, Frank.
God, I want to know what medical school he went to, because whatever it is, they taught more than just basic doctoral education. He is a brilliant son of a bitch. All right. So we've got Batman, or we've got the original Batman.
Yep.
Chad, what do you got?
This one is, as much as I like Batman Begins, I got to go with '89 Keaton. I think it stands up fantastically well, because when we saw that Batmobile for the first time, and I realize it's not a character in the film, but it's about the entire experience. It was amazing. Maddie mentioned Prince. as part of the soundtrack. But I mean, as far as just the actors go, it is solid. Michael Keaton is amazing. So versatile. He's right up there with the best actors in terms of versatility that we can offer. He's in the Tom Hanks grouping for me personally, dude. And then Jack Nicholson. Now, is Jack Nicholson as good of a Joker as Heath Ledger? I'd like to hear what Ken Paul has to say.
I don't have to put them head to head like religion and science, and here's why I don't have to. Because the 89, which is why it still completely stands up, the 89 was a tribute to the comic book Batman, but bringing in some availability of violence and drama in the modern world, sort of what Dick Tracy tried to do. So I feel like there's a lot of honor to the old TV show in the 89, but adding the heavy hitting stuff. But they created a cartoon world. Tim Burton took us away from reality. Even though the modern Nolans are fantasy, they could be real. They could be in a real beat up city. So I think the slightly over the top performances are allowable, and that makes them different.
Matt, you're the comic book expert, so I'd love to know your favorite Joker from the movies.
Ooh, that's hard. Let's hear from Anthony, and I'll chime in on Joker.
Jared Leto, no doubt. Jared Leto.
Suicide Squad.
Bye-bye.
He's a fantastic actor. He's not my favorite Joker.
They talked him up so big about how amazing he was in Suicide Squad, and it was just weird. Now, if you're looking at the newest, actually, it's crazy. None of us voted for I don't even think that I didn't put it in there. The new Joker.
It's so outside of the realm. It doesn't fall into superhero world at all. It's just a movie.
Okay.
It wasn't even that fantastic of a movie. The performance was, but the movie kind of drug on, and I didn't really care about the overall cinematic experience. So I like the performance, not the movie.
That's fair. I'm gonna go with my favorite is definitely going to be it's Heath Ledger with Jack Nicholson right underneath, but I'm going with the original Batman on this one. So yeah, it's close, but I actually, much like the Fast and the Furious movies, the Batman Dark Knight series gets better and better and better in my opinion. So I'm going original Batman. So I think where are we at? 2-1 or 3-1?
3-1.
That's it. Okay.
But we got to get Matt's opinion on, because he's our comic book expert on.
So here's the challenge with the Joker. The early Jokers were much more like the Jack Nicholson type. It was more fun, crazy, nutso. But the Dark Knight series is Heath Ledger's Joker. So I think, like Ken says, it's hard to put them head to head because they both did great representations of what the comics were doing at the different eras. So. But Frank Miller's Batman is why we have the Christopher Nolan series. Frank Miller's The Dark Knight comic series is epic. And if you've never read a graphic novel, do that and then do Watchmen, because they're both seminal.
And I've got Dark Knight in really good shape on the bookshelf. I went out and got that right away. Anthony, Dave wants to know who Beth E. Change is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got it. Oh, yep, we're fighting over it. Matt and I are fighting over who's going to put it up. There we go. Okay.
It's funny.
Be the change. Yes. So, you know what? That brings me to a trivia question, because it's an interesting name that wouldn't be a typical name. So here's the deal, guys. We're giving out a $5 Venmo or Cash App, or apparently for Rob, we're doing PayPal. We need you guys to, all right, get ready for it. All right, $5 Venmo. Here's the trivia question. Not yet, Chad. You're going to go next. You're doing the next trivia. So here's the deal. Only a few people watching, so somebody's got to answer it correctly. Question is, what is Superman's real name?
Oh, good.
Come on.
No, real name. Not his earthly name. His...
Still pretty easy.
You want to know Nicolas Cage's son's name is what you want to know.
Correct.
Oh, that son. Oh, Nicolas Cage might really like
Nicolas
Superman,
Cage.
Hey, what a weird choice.
Oh, Frank almost spelled it right. There. Oh! I think Frank got it.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Frank corrected himself. Yep. Frank snuck it in there. Kind of like what he wants to do to Troyer. All right. 2 for Dr. Lockwood. 2 for Dr. Lockwood. Okay.
I will, Frank.
Oh, God.
Who's riding shotgun? I don't think there's a back seat. There's no back seat. Okay. All right. So the next question is going to be done by the man, the myth, the legend, the voice himself. What movie is this going to be from? Chad, you're on.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the way it sounds.
That's good.
First person to put it in there. That was good.
Movie
Chad?
or character?
Movie. Which movie? And you have
movie.
Batman. Rob is on fire. Which one of you guys knows Rob, by the way? Rob is on fire today.
He is a family member of mine. I claim him.
Oh,
Nice.
well, no, he is.
89.
Frank was just a hair behind. So the correct answer goes to Rob Ho. I'm just sticking it with Ho the rest of the show.
I have no idea why he's doing that. He clearly cannot read.
If you don't know, now you ho. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's good stuff. All right. That's moving us now to beer time. Troyer, what's the beer of the day, my friend?
I have a superhero beer, ladies and gentlemen. It is called Astromech. It's sort of in a can, I think, that looks like R2-D2. This is from Sasquatch Brewing here in Portland. It is a hazy IPA, 6.7% alcohol by volume. So, yeah, it's not a session beer. And it's great. It's my new favorite local beer, Sasquatch Astromech. Astromech.
Cheersing you with something not nearly as good. Dave, thank you. I had to look that up.
Oh, I can pretend to pour it for you.
You can.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Absolutely R2-D2. That's
Right.
fantastic.
Oh, careful.
It's great.
Troyer, it looks like you gave a little too much head to KP there.
Hey, nice can.
Not giving it back.
Not reciprocating? Got it. Okay.
Not
All
same
right.
thing.
So you selfish son of a
Not
bitch.
the same thing. Not giving it back is not reciprocating. Those are different words.
We're on to our next set of movies. We're going to our final 4 of this week, which would actually be they're in the Elite 8 right now since we have 16 movies total. So right now it's gonna get real frisky. We're going Dark Knight versus
Oh, this is sucky.
I know versus Dark Knight Rises.
I don't want to do this, but I'm going to.
Help me. Let me ask a question.
Go
Is
ahead.
Rises our whole going away and training and all that?
What?
Dark Knight Rises, is
Yeah,
that when
yeah,
we go?
Rises is Bane, yeah.
Yeah, Bane kicks his ass. He's down in the hole. He has to jack his back, get some chiropractic help from the rope, and then climb his way out. Yeah, that's
That. So I'm not thinking of. I'm trying to figure out, when did he go study in Tibet? Is that the beginning?
That's Batman Begins.
Got it.
I'm going to start this one off.
Do it.
As I said before about watchability, Dark Knight is hard to argue is not the best of the Dark Knight movies. However, watchability, and it's my favorite. There you go. That's a good. I don't know why I've never thought about doing that. I have to go with Dark Knight Rises. It was just on the other day. I watched Dark Knight about a year ago, and Dark Knight Rises is a movie that if they're both on at the same time, I'm going to watch Dark Knight Rises because I think they're both just as good in their own way with maybe a nick towards Dark Knight. But again, watchability trumps it for me, so I'm going Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises in the lead right now, 1-0.
wow.
I'm going to tie it up because I think Bane's a little silly sometimes. As much as I love Tom Hardy, sometimes the plot of that movie and the big Superdome where they're going to blow everyone up, I lose it a little bit in that. I love The Dark Knight, so I'm going to go Ledger. Other side, 1-1, baby, 1-1.
Ooh, I think,
Paul.
yeah, let's go with Ken Paul.
I'm going Ledger. I'm going, no matter how dark it is, I'm going with the better movie in this case. And if it's that good, I can watch the darkness like that. I gotta give it to him. That combination was too good.
Chadley.
See, now here's what since this show is not for us, it's for the fans, you guys watching. I'd like to know what they're saying right now. I personally can't read what they're saying because I'm on my phone.
He's on a Motorola flip phone right now.
So you've got Frank Lockwood says Katie Holmes takes it. So that would be, of course, Dark Knight. Dark Knight. Well, they're really not being. It's looking like Dark Knight is the heavy lean right now.
Well, that's the way I was leaning too, and it's because Ledger. I love Bane, but as a movie, I still think that as a movie, it's better, and as a villain, it's better. So I'm going with Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises it drags on a little bit. It's a skosh long, so it does do a little bit of the dragging, which kind of you have to grade it down just a hair. But yeah, Ledger, you can't mess with it. Like literally, you're captivated by every time he's on the screen. One of my favorite cinematic, scenes ever is when he does the little trick with the pencil, and he's like, "Watch, I'm gonna make this disappear," and slams the dude's head down on the table. Ta-da! It's like everything that he does is just sensational. So it's Heath Ledger.
Yeah, so Dark Knight is gonna win. I like even the supporting cast. It really. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dark Knight Rises has a lot of strengths to it with what's her face also as Catwoman, Anne Hathaway. Thank you. Ever since last week, by the way, I haven't had recall of names and objects. I think I'm still scarred from that event on Tuesday. I don't.
You have to clean out your ears more often. It actually affects your memory.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have a tough one to choose on the side now. Dark Knight versus First Knight.
I don't get the joke.
We all just closed.
Two Heath Ledger films with the same word in the title.
Yeah. Two very different movies. First Night is what every 14-year-old girl masturbated to for the first time, and then Dark Knight was actually a good movie.
Cool. I thought First Night was a good movie too.
Face each other is on Hodgepodge Wednesday.
A little different than Hump Day, which is unfortunately what Frank was planning to do to Troyer in the Batmobile. Okay.
Not in the Batmobile.
I mean, listen, all I can say to that is Frank has eyes.
Frank has what?
What?
Eyes.
I gave you a compliment. It's fine. I said Frank has eyes.
Oh.
Oh. He's like, that's how Matt receives a compliment. He doesn't know how to take it. He's like, cool. So it's getting a little late. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, next movie. We are going to have Superman versus Batman. Time to vote now. Superman, the original. Wow, this is old school.
UCK on this one.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is the hardest choice we made. This may be the NFC Championship game is better than the Super Bowl. That may be what's going on right here.
It's going against the Dark Knight. It is not better than the Super Bowl, you Jack Johnson.
And Chris became paralyzed, so we're going to possibly vote against a guy who kept that great attitude even after ending up in a wheelchair.
Don't bring that into this. That's not no.
It's true. It's part of it.
Okay.
It is
so all right, guys, we're going to need help voting on this one. This might end up close. Pardon me for having the thing the wrong way. Superman with weird things. Superman from 1978 versus Batman from 1989. Vote now. At the same time, you talked about Christopher Reeve, and we can also talk about Michael Keaton, although not paralyzed, his career is. So,
Birdman.
Have you seen
Birdman
him
was
recently?
great.
That was one movie out of the last 2 decades.
And
he was the bad
Spider-Man
guy.
Far From Home.
Yep, Spider-Man.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not.
he had a big gap.
I think it was Homecoming.
Oh God, Frank.
Never bothered you. Big gap never stopped you, Anthony.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah, we're going to have Frank join us one episode. I just want to see where that goes. And thankfully, we've got a mute button.
All right, I'll sell my soul first.
Okay, go ahead.
God forgive me, but being equally incredible beginnings of series, I'm still more of a Batman guy for the human becoming super creative and powerful versus a true super being. I'm going Batman 89 over Superman.
Why do you hate Christopher Reeve? You just said he was paralyzed.
That's what made it hard to choose.
So before we go any further, Curtis brought up something on the side. This is just part of the top 16. I know you're seeing a lot of DC movies. there is going to be the other stuff. It just so happened to be more split between the two shows. So we do have Avengers next week. Can I pull that up real quick, Troyer, just so people can see that? Mm-hmm. We got next week, or not next week, next show, we've got Avengers Endgame against Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther against Avengers, Iron Man versus Superman, Deadpool versus Thor. Curtis, don't worry, we got Black Panther in there. There is no worries about Biscuits and Gravy so white like the Academy Awards. So we're all right on that one. We covered it. Curtis called us out for it last week, a couple weeks ago, when we were drinking.
I'm adopted. We don't know.
Are we talking about in buddy cop movies? I'm pretty sure he did. And my top 3, he needs to check my top 3 again. Out of the 6 people, there was one white dude out of those 3 pairings. So Curtis.
You know how we look when we're defensive? Guilty.
Okay. Check the stats. That's fine.
So we've got 1 vote for Batman over Superman. I'm going to go to Troyer. You're up next.
I'm going to mix it up. I loved the Batman, but I think the Nolan series has eclipsed it, and there's still arguably no better Superman than Christopher Reeve. Margot Kidder, as you said, Lex Luthor, and I'm going to go Superman, 1978, baby, the earliest movie on the list.
All right. So since this is getting close, guys, we do need everybody that is watching to put in a vote. All one of you. No, there's 5 at this moment. Breaking the rules of talking about how many people are not watching a show, but we need help on this one because it's going to be very, very close. So we've got so far. We've just got 1 for Superman. So start voting between Superman and Batman. Superman and Batman, the original, well, not Batman original, but whatever. The 1989 edition of Batman versus the 1978 version of Superman. Okay? Need some help. So we got 1-1. I'm going to go with based on, so I actually think some of the characters are better in the Batman Returns. However, the 1989 Batman with Jack Nicholson, and it is a true comic book movie. That is the ultimate comic book movie. Whereas Superman started it all off. Started the whole concept, and it had so many big name actors at the time. Christopher Reeve didn't have to wear a padded suit. I am going to go with Superman. I'm going Superman.
Okay.
And 2 other big movie stars all the way down the small list you haven't mentioned yet. Ned Beatty, who I believe probably has a nomination or 2, and Jackie Cooper, out of the old black and white days as a child star, was the head of the newspaper. It was chock full of stars, top to bottom.
And Chad, before we let you make a decision, speaking of padded suits, because if you didn't know, there's only been one Superman before the current one that did not have to use padding in his muscles, and it was Christopher Reeve. There was another superhero that also did not need any padding whatsoever when they performed whatever character this was.
Wow. That's Microbe Man.
That is Microbe Man, and if you zoom in, you'll see that he's sponsored by Pfizer. So you may lash loose with all the little blue pill jokes if you'd like.
That is actually, it's also sponsored by Pat. The only area that KP, if anybody's wondering, this is Ken Paul. The only area that he used padding was below the waist. That was the only area.
Those are baby socks.
Those are babies. Dress socks.
Yeah.
So
baby socks.
Speaking of padding, I just want to make sure everybody got to look at was it Microbe Man?
Microbe Man, yes.
What year was this in?
57. No, that's somewhere in the early 2000s, I believe. Late 90s, early 2000s. It's when a museum opened in Chicago. Pfizer sponsored a superhero. I still have Kleenex packages with my image on them in the other room. And he was there to teach kids that most microorganisms are good for you, not bad for you.
Mr.
Frank thought the hero name was Mr. Testicles.
Why aren't you wearing that today?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity.
$15,000 suit, had to give it back.
$15,000 suit.
No. Disagree.
God, they overpay for that shit.
Yes,
I don't even remember whose turn it is. It's let's see. Yep, Chad. Yeah. Oh, so you're the deciding one because right now it's 2-1 Superman, right?
It is 2-1 Superman, but I'm not the deciding vote. The audience will be the deciding vote because I'm definitely going Batman, baby.
Overtime.
Academy Award winner, Mr. Jack Nicholson. An amazing performance by Michael Keaton. The coolest car and the coolest gadgets. Sorry, but my friends, it is Batman from 1989. So what does the audience have to say?
Right now, I've got. Do you have 2-2 right now? That's right. Superman versus Batman. We've got 2 for Superman, but then Frank re-answers it, so it confuses us.
Curtis, Batman.
I only see one Batman. Who's your other Batman?
I see Curtis.
No, just Curtis. No, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Superman is moving to the finals. Superman is moving to the finals.
Can't complain.
No, you can't. No, it's just they were both super solid. It's a ridiculously difficult decision.
These are called the best of a genre, so they all don't suck. How about that?
That's right. That's right.
All right, so we're going to have that final going on shortly. Let's see. Do we want to do another trivia? Let's do one more trivia now.
Oh, I got it.
Let's see. Let me see which one you got next. You ready for your next voice there, Big Cat?
You know it.
All right. $5 Venmos from #BeTheChange. First person to put it in the box is winning a $5 Venmo. Right now, we got Rob. He's getting 2. Dr. Lockwood's getting 2. I don't even know if Dr. Lockwood ever gave me his Venmo, but I got to remember if he did or not. Rob, I got your PayPal. All right. Chad, please, with the quote.
I'm in charge here. Do you feel in charge? I got a snort from KP.
That was good.
That's my day is made. My day is made.
So good. First person to put it in the box. Who's got it? Who's coming with me?
Did he ever admit that that's how he did it? I wish he would admit that that's what he was doing.
What?
We get it?
Boom. Rob is going to be draining my PayPal. All right. Here we go.
I'm glad you finished that right.
Is that a euphemism?
No, we're not talking about Frank. Frank is talking about. Apparently, he's moved on to.
He knows my wife. He knows that I'm not in charge. It's fine.
Oh, I get it. I didn't know what the joke was. There it is. Can you do that one more time, Chad, just for everybody at home?
Okay.
Take it off the glasses.
No. It's like my Sylvester Stallone in Over the Top. You know, he's got to turn his hat around. I have to take my glasses off. That's what it is.
You saw it.
I'm in charge here. Do you feel in charge? So good.
That's good. Frank, that's actually kind of like the like when you get a fortune cookie, you have to add in bed at the end. Can you add that? Can you do it one more time like you're doing the fortune cookie and then do the actual in bed as Bane?
No.
Dance monkey.
You had it twice. That's it.
Do you feel in charge?
God dang it. All right.
You wasted it. You could have had the second time be the fortune cookie.
Movies.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. This is what we got. We're going to go to our final right here. Let's see. I got to remove that banner. All right. So Superman versus the Dark Knight.
Number 5 seed. That may be the first time a number 5 seed has made it into the finals of a specific round.
I think we had a sneaky 7 one time.
No,
Here comes foreshadowing. This is not a slam dunk.
Oh, not at all. Again, if it was Dark Knight Rises, much more watchable for me. So, all right, vote now. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen that are watching, all 37 million around the world, I need you guys to vote right now for Dark Knight versus Superman, the original Superman in 1978 against the Dark Knight.
Can I give a quick shout out to Superman 2 because it was on my list?
It was incredible.
It's next week.
The 3 villains. Terrence Stamp.
Next week.
Dude.
It's
next week.
Somebody send Chad a letter. It's next week.
Cool.
You can still say it, but just know that it didn't go away. It didn't fall off the list.
I knew that. I knew that. Jim was next.
Go ahead, shout out.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't know. I was so laser focused on trying to figure out what was this week and like pick out quotes and shit like that. So yeah, no,
Group 2 is awesome. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. It's great.
Kneel before Zod. That's what I want you to work on.
Bad guys were so
Terrence Stamp.
But we'll talk about that then.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm going to go Dark Knight. Love Christopher Reeve, but Dark Knight changed superhero movies forever. I mean, they both did, but Dark Knight, I like it.
You can't use Dark Knight change superheroes for movies forever as a line when literally Superman started superhero movies forever, minus the original Batmans, which were not quite superhero movies.
Are you changed it though? It changed it because it was really different.
Really, really different. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
It changed. All right.
to the comic book expert. What a douche.
Plus, I love Frank Miller's The Dark Knight, so that Dark Knight all the way for me.
We've got Superman voting. We've got Dark Knight voting. We got 1-1, 2-1. Oh, Jesus, Frank. God bless it. That takes on such a new meaning right now. All right. So what do we got? Is it 1-0 or is anybody? Go ahead, Ken.
Okay, so Batman 89 could be my favorite all time. And since it just got bounced out, I tend to be a purist for watchability and fun. And having just watched Superman again, the feel-good quality and the excitement you get just rooting for a clean, good guy without too many distractions and too much darkness, I'm pushing Superman back to my front on this one.
1-1. 1-1. All right.
Let Chad go. Let Chad go.
Chad, go ahead.
Because he knows who he's going to pick. Yes, he does. Superman is amazing, but I'm going with the Dark Knight. It comes back to, I believe, in my book, Christian Bale is that much better of a Batman than Michael Keaton. And Heath Ledger is not only my favorite superhero villain, but he's up there as far as villains of all time in all movies. That's how good the performance was. That's my vote.
If Bale is that much better than Keaton, how much better? Yeah, how much better is he than Ben Affleck?
You can't see my arms right now, but they are out there.
Oh, that was such a horrible movie. I actually fell asleep during those. Yeah, it's got to be Dark Knight for me on this one. Superman's great. Actually, on the sides, it's looking like it's actually tied. Dark Knight, it's 2-2. But we don't need to go to the audience on this one. I'm going to call it. It's Dark Knight. It's Dark Knight.
That was in my top 5 of all flicks, so that makes perfect sense to me. Is your mom a fan of Terrence Stamp?
We're starting a queue to the right, please. Take a number from the deli counter.
It's not about her being a fan of Terrence Stamp. She was a young Jewish woman in the 1970s, which meant they'll kneel before a lot of different things.
Oh,
it's a fact. Mom will tell you that. It's true. Has anybody ever dated a Jewish woman?
Still don't know what it means.
Really?
I feel like I know where he's headed, and I just don't want him to say it.
I think he's already said it. Who hasn't figured it out yet?
Yeah, Phyllis and Frank are now both sharing Terrence Stamp love, so that's good.
Well, I love both of those people. So Phyllis and Frank, they're in a special group. They're amazing.
Okay, all right. With that said, we have what's moving on for next week. We've got Dark Knight is facing off against the other set of movies now, and I keep saying next week. I mean Friday's show. I think if it's okay with you, gentlemen, before we pull up the movies for next week, we have. Can we do a later Friday show?
Sure.
Maybe even a drinking show. Maybe not a hammer drinking show like a couple weeks ago, but just some drinks because I am going to spend some time with the daughter during the day, so I may not be able to get kicked off until about 8 or 9 o'clock Central.
I'll start drinking now and meet you later. It's fine.
Got it.
You
All
want
right,
to do it 8 o'clock Central or later?
Let's say 8. We might have to move to 9 if that's possible.
As long as we give these beautiful people plenty of time to change their schedules.
Okay.
Why don't all of us spend some time with someone's daughter before the show?
Whoa.
Isn't every beautiful girl someone's daughter? Fellas?
This is true. Pierre always likes, this is the gentleman that gave me this great, good-looking cut. Pierre, and he likes putting cheeseburgers.
Sending you a burger.
Yep.
Oh, you were one of the jackasses that wasn't social distancing?
2 days ago, I went and got a haircut, and I had a full mask on. He had a full mask on. It was like we were wearing full-body condoms minus the actual top of the head.
Minus pants.
That is how I prefer to see you most of the time, just completely enveloped in latex.
Without pants.
No. God, where? Okay.
This is really starting to go off the rails.
I think we gotta go now.
All right, so let's get hammered on. I mean, let's do a show with a little bit of drinking on Friday night. We'll set the time. It's either going to be 8 Central, which would be 6 o'clock Pacific, or 7 o'clock Pacific. We're gonna have a great time. We might even have an after party in Zoom that Troyer will set up. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll send it to a bunch of people, and apparently this is what I took out of KP's comment, which was a little confusing. Then I realized what he meant. But dirty man. Frank, you could write jokes for us any day. Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, any parting words by our cast of characters here?
Only if Frank's available Friday night, I think we need to have him on as a special guest. So, Chad, 100%. Set that up if he's not working.
I will.
And the audience saw the list, so if they want to rewatch any of those, they can see the list, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then I always never miss an opportunity to beg anybody to watch the 60s series anytime. It's the best TV show ever made. Watch Adam.
This is how we stayed clean. We lathered ourselves in Barberside.
That's the blue liquid that you dip the cones
For your combs. Yep. This doesn't have an R in the middle of it, but it's close.
I like it.
Close enough. Ken Paul's new show is going to be called Always Never. # Always Never. Here we go. Let's do it.
Well, thank you guys for having us. I hope you guys enjoy. This is our cast of characters, and we will see you for the superhero episode number 2, Friday night. Friday.
Where the great ones rock.
Fantastic.
Let's talk about those superhero movies right after I put my daughter to sleep.
Let's talk about love, baby.
I'm going to be so excited. I have so many missed text messages. I don't even know what's happening right now. So, gentlemen, it was a pleasure, a blast. Ken, I can't wait to see what you're wearing. It better be spandex.
I'm going to be stumped. I don't know how to. I don't have a superhero outfit for next week.
I'm going to be dressed as Deadpool, and Matt is going to be dressed as Iron Man.
I don't know what to do.
Go as Beer Man.
It's going to be tough.
Or Vodka Man. You could be Vodka Man.
I could be. I might have to make something up.
Ooh, and we need to figure out, if you could be a superhero, which one would you be?
Oh, that's good. That's a good guess. Good questions.
I wish we'd have had the even bigger crowd because I blew the ascot today, so I can't bring it back. It could be my superhero outfit, like Matt did the double Matrix. I could do this twice.
Yeah.
Just do the same thing and wear a different